Hi, my name is Mike Magilligan, and I'm the Business Reference Librarian for Quinn Library at Fordham Lincoln Center. And I'd like to welcome you on behalf of Quinn to Fordham and to Gabelli and to Lincoln Center campus and to all of our resources. Obviously, when we get onto campus, that's me. That's the guy you're going to be looking for. I am going to be here to help you every step of the way as you start to and go on your journey of doing business research. Obviously from now I can be contacted through my email, and this video is going to be just kind of a basic primer, as it were, on some of the resources that we offer, and it's meant to take away some of the anxiety that you might be having about how to do all this research, and to assure you that not only do we have all the resources to help you achieve your academic goals, librarians are the most important resource that we have. So there's a lot of information being thrown at you, but the one thing you're going to remember is that I can always go to Mike or the librarians at Quinn to help me to find out what it is that I need to find. The page that we're looking at right now is it is a LibGuide page, but you can kind of use it as your interface into the library, into specific things that we have, and especially all the different electronic reserves, your access issues, and anything like that you might be having. Databases and articles is a nice little feature to have, because what it does, it has what you need on the left and where to find it on the right. So that's kind of nice. And again, I would also go down to the business research guide down here, which has a little bit more information as well about doing business research. I'm going to start us out today. This page, again, is great, and you should explore it. And any questions you have, you reach out to me, and there's tons of information here that I think would be really helpful. But for today, I'm going to start out from the library homepage. And like we talked about, you heard the term databases. Databases is going to be a lot of what you're going to be doing. But before I get to databases, I want to stop by the library catalog, which is going to be books, and especially right now, ebooks, which are things that we can access remotely. So if I wanted to find a book or an ebook, what I would do is I click on library catalog, and I could search by any number of ways here. I have author, title, subject, what have you. And let's just say I was interested in investment banking. There you go. I would search for that within the subject field, and I would search. And this is going to bring us some ebooks that we have. This will bring us books, both e and print books, but we're going to focus right now on ebooks. And all I would do is just click on the link, and the ebook will be brought up. It might ask you to sign in using your Fordham IT information to authenticate you, but once you sign in the one time, you'll be good to go for each session, that is. And again, if I wanted to, I could open this book here. And the cool thing about this is that I can search within the book. So if I wanted to, I could search for regulations in this book, and then this will bring me every place in that book where that term is being used. And I would go there, click on it, and you can see it's highlighted for me. So ebooks are great. It's a quick way to kind of find very specific information and go through a large array of information as well to find it. So certainly take advantage of all our books, ebooks, and again, obviously even for pleasure reading, if you want to Kurt Vonnegut or whoever, Tolstoy, whoever it is that you might be reading, you would certainly find books way beyond just business at our library here. Great. Also on the front page here of the libraries, again, there's so much information that it'd be hard to kind of go through all of it, but you should slowly go through yourself to find out all that we have. But one of the things that we can point out is that there is an Ask a Librarian feature here, which again, if you're in a bind and you have a question, you could click on that, and within seconds, you'd be talking to a librarian. Sometimes you're talking to a librarian not at Fordham, it's part of a consortium, but you could always get help there, and many times there is a Fordham librarian. Most times, during most hours, there is a Fordham person around. Okay, so that's the ebooks, and certainly something that we would take advantage of. But we said moments ago that databases is really kind of what we want to start to look at here. So let's click on the databases, and let's go to the home, the A to Z list, and they're going to be listed obviously alphabetically along the top here. The one I want to start with is called S&P. S&P Global Net Advantage, more specifically. And when we start to do business research, we have things broken into two main areas of inquiry we're going to look at. We're going to look at company research, and we're going to look at industry research. Company research, all of our databases, it's pretty straightforward. It's much like just putting a company's name in a Google search box. So let's put Nike in there. And there we go. There we have Nike. What we have on the front here is known as a tear sheet, which gives us some basic information about the company. And then along the left-hand side here, we'd have more of our drill down information. So if I was looking for the ratios, I would click on this. Or if I was looking for equity research on Nike, I could click on this down here. And this would bring me all equity reports for Nike. Okay, that's great. And pretty straightforward. So if you were concerned about doing company research, I hopefully have taken that away. Any type of anxiety about that one. Industry research, we could just click on industry survey. S&P has all our industries pre-classified for us. So again, we could drop down here and see which one we wanted to. Again, if we wanted automobiles, we would click on automobile, and this would bring us industry reports about that industry. Again, we would click on it right over here. So company and industry research on S&P is very straightforward. And again, there's more that you could do here and more that you very well might do here. But for now, we're just going to start real simple and start with company industry research, and that's S&P. Some of the other ones that we will be looking at are under B, Business Source Complete. And I should say, as we go through these databases, there might be one that you might turn to more than others for specific information. And again, that's part of the research process. As you go through these databases, you'll find out which one you might use for specific things. You might use a few of the different ones, but you might use one or two most seriously. Business Source Complete, real quick. The reason I point this one out, again, industry company, we can see, because I like here they have market line reports, which are really helpful. So again, if I wanted to search for Apple, I would open their market line report. And here it is. And you can see from table of contents, there's a lot of great information here about whatever companies that you're looking for, product lines, services, histories, SWOT analysis, which is going to be important, strength, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So Business Source Complete is great, again, because I like the market line reports. They come in very handy. And again, industry profile, same thing. We would just search by industry there. They're predetermined as well here. Another one that can kind of come in handy is Business Insight Essentials. I like this one quite a bit. Let me just, oops. And again, for main company research, we would just put the company's name in the search box here. And it will bring us the company. And again, along the left-hand side would be more of our drill down information. Again, if I wanted the financials or more SWOT reports, again, and these would be SWOT reports from a different place than Business Source Complete. So that's why, again, having a wide array of sources to bounce different ideas off of and check them out is always a good idea. One of the things that jumps out over here is that we can see there's a thing known as NAICS codes. And this is why I like Business Insight Essentials. NAICS code stands for the North American Industry Classification System, and it's the way that industries are classified. And each industry has their own NAICS code, a number. And again, to find the NAICS code, you could, again, if you're looking up a company here, you'll find the NAICS code, but you can always Google NAICS codes as well. So if you wanted investment banking NAICS, just investment banking NAICS, Google that, and the code will pop up, and then you can kind of use it. The interesting thing here is that Nike, again, according to this database, has these three industries. I think there's more. There's probably more. But again, that's why we use different databases to see. So we can see that shoe stores is 4482. That's the NAICS code. So what we can do here, and the cool thing is with Company Finder, is that we can go to Company Finder. And for instance, if we were looking for all the shoe stores in China or shoe companies, we could do that. We can update it here. And we can go to our NAICS code here. We saw 448210 was our shoe stores. And this would bring us all the shoe companies in China. So this is a really cool resource in order to really drill down information really quickly. And again, if we were interested in all the investment banking companies in New York City, we could drill down with that too with this. So this really comes in handy. And the same thing with industries as well. So if I wanted the industry, again, it allows me the NAICS code here. So let's say, well, we have investment banking right there, 523110. We would search for that, and this would bring me an investment banking overview. So again, so Business Insight Essentials is great because it does allow for these NAICS codes. And same thing too, if you go into companies, allow these comparison charts, you can compare companies, and you can compare industries too by NAICS codes. So this is a really cool little feature to have. So you can see, again, you can add different companies by NAICS codes and see how they compare to other industries. So Business Insight Essentials is another one of our go-tos here, and one that I would certainly recommend that you're going to be using and to take advantage of. One of the main ones, though, as I said, there are many, and there's a few that you might use more than others, but one of the main ones that you'll be using quite a bit is under M. It's called Mergent Online. And Mergent Online is great because it has a lot of different information, and it has Investext, so a lot of equity research is going to be going on here too. Again, we have our main search box. Let's just put Nike in there. And again, we have the information top here. We can see the industry, they just have footwear manufacturing, which is even a different NAICS code, what we just saw. So again, we use these things to go down and try different companies to find all different information that we can. Obviously along here, this would be our drill down. So if I wanted the business segments, guess what I would do? I would click on it, and this would bring me all Nike's business segments right there. Also, what I can do is I can do report builder, which I can do specific information. So if I wanted to, for Nike, if I want to just say the 52-week range, oops. And let's just say I also wanted, who knows what I want. Let's say I want the ratios and cash flows. Let's move those over. And now what I would do, I would create a report. I do it in PDF, and I would create my report just like that. Presto magic. I would open it up, and this would bring me, and again, they have the primary NAICS here, footwear manufacturing. And this will bring me everything that I was just looking for. So that's a really cool little research tool to have at our disposal. And what I could also do with competitors here, if I wanted to, I could click on competitors. And if I add all these to the list, or as you go along, you find any company, you add it to the list, then I could compare Nike directly to Skechers, say. And then if I wanted just the company details, if I just wanted the financial highlights, again, I would create the report, and the report, as quickly as we created the last one, would have both different companies. So it's a way to really go in there really quickly and be able to contrast and compare two different companies on very specific information. So I would certainly take advantage of that. And that's a pretty cool, again, a really interesting little feature that we have as part of Mergent. Okay. So I would certainly take advantage of this as far as Mergent goes. Also, as far as Mergent, again, along the top here, there's going to be tons of information that we can do. Independent research is a good one. Independent research is going to be our stock reports. Okay, so again, if we wanted Nike, click on Nike. And this will bring us a stock report of Nike. Again, so they're giving us a rating of 3. 1 or 2 are going to be strong sells. 4 or 5s are going to be, 1 or 2 are going to be buys. 3 are going to be holds. 4 or 5s are going to be sells. And we can see it's $98 a stock, okay? So not only can I go to specific companies, but what I can do, if I wanted all the strong buys, we said 1 or 2s are buys, I could do all the 1 buys. And if I wanted, I'd go through industries here. So if I wanted all the strong buys in electric utilities, do that here and then search. And this would be all the strong buys in electric utilities. Okay, so this is a pretty cool way to kind of go through and again, do some stock research and find out what's going on out there. Who are the movers, who are the shakers? So again, independent research would be used for that. Industry analysis is also great because it allows you to kind of go in here and to look at all different industries and compare them under lots of different types of criteria. So again, this is one that you would look into quite a bit. And again, there's so much here that I can't get into it all, but just to point it out, industry analysis is, again, something that will certainly be on your radar. Economic research is great. And then country insight is pretty good too, because what you can do over here is, again, let's do China again. What you could search for here is that you would get a stock report for a company. So what's going on in that company? So this is for China. And this would be all the financials and all the stock and all the economic outlooks for China. So this would certainly be something that you would keep on your radar search here too. So again, along the top, there's plenty of information that you would do, but independent research, industry analysis, and country insight is especially helpful. Investext is going to be over here, and Investext is going to be tons of industry and equity research, basically equity from all different types of analysts. Again, it's a little wonky to search it. So what I would do, you could search by keywords, industry, lots of different things. Generally speaking, I would just go into the keywords and just put let's say if I want to look for Nike, again, and then I would submit it. And then I would view them. And these would be all the different industry and, or I should say, equity and analyst reports on Nike. And again, through this search words and headline, you could search for any topic that you're interested in. If you're interested in securities or whatever, or I'm blanking on, but you get the idea. Anything you could do, you would just kind of search here and then view your matches over here. So Investext it's a wealth of information. It used to be its own standalone database that's now been folded into Mergent. So it's certainly something that you'll keep on your radar and you will be using. I'm going to show you one or two more, and then I will go off into the magic world here. Mergent Intellect is another good one. Mergent Intellect, if you come into Mergent Intellect and you come down to first research, you might have to put your email in here, as I will do right now. But Mergent Intellect has some really great features in that it really allows a lot of NAICS code searching. So what I could do, I could put my code, so let's go back to investment banking. Let's search for it. I'm going to asset management here. Let's go to close. Again, it'll bring you to the family ones, and then you can drill down more. And again, patience is always a virtue of doing research. It's waiting. And the great thing about this is that we talked before about SWOT reports. So this is a SWOT report for an industry. So again, this will give us the trends, the opportunities, threats of an industry. And one of the things to keep on your radars is a thing known as call prep questions over here. And call prep questions, this one's a little light, though, a ton, but they do give you conversation starters, questions you might have. So again, if you're getting ready to do a presentation on a certain industry or a certain company, you might want to come here to kind of see what kind of questions might be asked of you. Or even more importantly, as you start to move into looking for jobs, this call prep question could come in handy, again, to kind of give you an idea of things that might be asked of you or expected of knowledge expected of you as you go out into the working world. And with that in mind, I will bring you to under A here. There's a thing known as A to Z database. And A to Z's database is interesting because, again, it allows for good job searching. So if I want to get ready for a job, then I can use my call prep questions for, I would come here. So again, let's do investment banking. Let's just do banking. Keep it general. And what I can also search here is I can search by zip code. So if I know I just want to be, because I when I come back to campus, when we start to get up and running again, I just want to go to campus and do my internship in one stop. And I can search just for internships as well. So again, I could search. So I'm going to search for all banking internships in the 10023 zip code. And there will be some results right there. So A to Z is certainly something that I would do. And again, I can then click on these companies or get these companies' names and go back to my other databases and research them, research the industries, so that when the time comes for me to do my interview, I am going to be very, very well prepared. All right. Like I said, I know I'm throwing a lot of information at people right quickly, and I hope that you found this helpful. Again, I'm going to go back to the research guide here. I hope you remember that the most important resource in all the libraries is going to be us, the librarians. Very self-centered of me, I know, but that's the way I roll. So please reach out. Whatever I can do to help, whatever I can do to make this transition especially under these circumstances, to make this a little bit easier and fluid for you, I am here for you, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. So again, on behalf of Quinn Library and Gabelli and Fordham, I'd like to welcome you, and I look forward to working with each and every one of you. So please feel free to reach out, and again, we'll talk to every one of you soon. Take care now.